Welcome into Helena High School here in Helena, Alabama, where tonight Jackson Olin tries to remain unbeaten on the season and in region play as they take on the homestanding Helena Huskies. Hello again, everyone. Landrum Roberts along with Pete Triantis, Eagle Productions. Glad to bring another week of Jackson Olin Mustang football to you right here on the Eagle Productions and Jackson Olin Mustang Network. Well, last week it was a thrilling win at Pelham High School, a game that really came down to late in the fourth quarter, Pete, and it took a 96-yard pick six from Ahmad Williams to seal the deal and to keep these Mustangs undefeated on the season.
Yeah, you're right, Landrum. I tell you what, they were driving and knocking on our door. They were down to the 3-yard line, of course, or near the goal line, threatening to score, and Ahmad really saved the day there to seal the deal.
The Mustangs take on a Helena team that is 2-2 in region play, and it's a team that still has everything out in front of them as far as postseason play and the 6A playoffs. So tonight, Jackson Olin cannot come in here and sleepwalk. You're going to see an offense that runs something very similar to what we see from the Mustangs each and every week.
Yeah, you better believe it. Helena's going to come out here and give us the best shot that they've got because they've got everything to gain, like you say, and they want to get in the playoffs too.
Just moments ago, had a chance to catch up with Jackson Olin head football coach Tim Vakakis.
J.O. head football coach Tim Vakakis, coach of 7-0 in the year, undefeated in region play. Big emotional win on the road last week versus Pelham. Is it hard to get your team back down to ground level after that win last week?
You know, not really. I mean, the bus ride home was just kind of like a summer ride home. You know, these kids are kind of, the seniors really have a good grip on this bunch, and they don't let them get too high, don't let them get too low. And you know, it was a big win last week, very emotional, but I don't think that's affected us.
All right, we mentioned where you are in the region. You're facing the team tonight. They're here at home. They're fighting for one of those 4 playoff berths here in the region. You know you're going to get their best shot.
No doubt. And I mean, you know, if they win the next 2, they got a chance to be second and host the first round playoff game. So, you know, nothing's going to be given to us tonight. We're going to get their best. We know that, and I just hope they get ours.
You know that. You just said it. How much of that do you discuss with your team during the week?
I mean, as many times as I get a chance to. I mean, they've heard it all week. You know, it's just every game is the same. We don't have, our opponent doesn't have a face, doesn't have a colored jersey. I mean, our opponent is who we see in the mirror, and I don't care where we are. We're 2.5 hours down south of Clark County, or if we're right down the road at Minor or here in Helena. Our opponent has no face, and that's kind of the approach we've taken with our kids, and so far they bought into it.
It was big this week. You get back Chris Hall, one of the leaders of your defense there at the outside linebacker position.
I mean, Chris is he's the gas that makes that group go. You know, he's the mental. He's very smart. He gets a lot of people on the right calls, you know, and we're glad to have him back. You know, hopefully he can play well.
All right, in the secondary, you got an injury. Phil Williams, he's going to be out. How does that affect you back there as far as depth?
Well, you know, obviously anytime you lose a starter, it doesn't help. But at the same time, Devin Dozier, you know, we're going to put him in. He's worked his butt off and deserves a shot. And, you might see A.J. or David Robertson over there at some point. So we don't know, but hopefully Devin can get in there and play well because he's really worked hard.
All right, best of luck tonight.
Welcome you to Husky Stadium.
So Tim Vakakis, they had a good week of practice tonight. As he mentioned, they're going to be without the services of sophomore defensive back Markel Williams, but you would expect someone to step up, and he says that Devin Dozier is certainly that guy, and he's got all kinds of confidence in Devin.
Yeah, Devin's done a solid job when he's been in there this year, so he's got some experience, so I expect him to play well, and I expect him just to blend right in with the rest of them.
Awaiting the coin toss there at midfield, Pete, and Vontae Bentley, the big senior linebacker and also running back, wildcat quarterback, whatever you want to call him, in the short yardage and goal line situations. Also, Michael McFarland, who had a big game last week. He's the one that got pressure on Fry, the quarterback from Pelham, late in the game that forced that throw that Ahmad Williams took back 96 yards. A.J. Toney, what else can we say about A.J.? And Jacorian Wren, number 55, the junior. Boy, if you have not seen the motor on this kid, not only does he handle kickoffs, but, man, he can get in there and play some defensive line.
Yeah, he scored the first touchdown of the game last week, recovering that fumble and taking it for the distance. He was awesome. Michael McFarland, of course, he led the team last week with 8 tackles. And then, like you say, A.J. Toney had that 50-yard fake punt return and another 85 yards receiving.
Awaiting the Mustangs to run through from our right to our left as Helena takes the field here. The Huskies led by head coach Charles Busby. Helena, a relatively new high school, only been around for just a handful of years. And this is a beautiful campus, a nice facility here, and we're glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, their first few years, I understand they were 5A, and they've just recently jumped up to 6A, and they're doing a good job here.
So Helena wearing the black jerseys with the black pants, the light blue numerals outlined in white, and Jackson Olin, who runs onto the field from our right wearing the chrome helmets, the white jerseys with a Kelly green trimmed in gold, and the white pants.
That's a good look. I tell you, they look good out there with those helmets and everything. Nice night for football.
A win tonight for Jackson Olin would equal their season high under head coach Tim Vakakis. Of course, that coming just a couple of years ago as they made the first round of the state playoffs, finished the season 8-3, but a lot still out in front of this Jackson Olin team, and that really just goes to show it. We didn't mention one time that they had sealed a playoff berth last week. And why? That's the expectation level now with this Jackson Olin football program.
Yeah, it's a totally different attitude and expectations now. The level is, they've upped the game. The level's sky high. And I tell you what, these kids believe, and they know that they're going to come out and have a chance to win every game.
Jackson Olin, Jacorian Wren will kick off. It's Jaden Jackson wearing number 1, who is back deep. And he's standing inside his 5-yard line. Jaden Jackson listed at 5'1", 115 pounds. But something tells me he's got all kinds of wheels.
You know what? If he's 5'1" and 115 pounds, unless that's a misprint, he better be extremely fast.
And the kick from Jacorian Wren. Helena's going to let it go out of bounds. And so after the penalty, the Huskies will have it on offense. Let's take a look at your Nickies West keys to the game for Jackson Olin. It's getting off to a fast start, continuing to play solid defense and really maintain that intensity for 4 quarters.
Yeah, they got to keep that intensity level up, and they got to keep that concentration level up, and know that this is going to be a game, and it's going to be the entire game.
The JO defense looks like this up front. It's Michael McFarland there, one of the defensive ends. Jacorian Wren there in the middle. Quandarius Robinson, the talented junior, at the right defensive end. The linebackers, Antonio Spencer, Vontae Bentley, Michael Scales, and Chris Hall. He's back this week. Coach Vakakis said that was very important. One of the leaders on that defense. Ahmad Williams at one of the corners. The strong safety is Erdy Polonitz. LeKevin DeBruce is the free safety, and Devin Dozier getting the start tonight at cornerback. We see Helena, the first play from scrimmage as they work from the 35-yard line, and a quick hitter this way, and it's caught, complete, and out of bounds at the 39-yard line. And it's number 3 coming down with it, Caleb Owens.
Nice play to open the game up with there. Gives her quarterback. He comes out and hits his first pass. Gives him a little confidence going into the game. Nice way to open it.
2nd down and 6 now. As Helena works from our left to our right. They go up the middle. Grabbing the running back around the legs is Michael McFarland, the senior defensive end. On the carry for the Huskies, it was number 20, Marquise Johnson.
Like you said last week, Michael McFarland had a big game last week. Comes out and has a nice stop there.
Luke Stamba back to pass. Stamba incomplete. Right there at the stick, but it was dropped by Caleb Owens that time, and he's hit right as the ball got there. It'll be 4th down, and we'll call it 3, and Helena sends the punting unit on the field.
So that's a nice opening stand by your Jackson Olin defense there, 3 and out.
Number 7, Alvin Toney, and number 17, Khalil King.
JT Carson is the punter, back deep is A.J. Toney, the exciting A.J. Toney. Chris Hall got back there. And A.J. let that one get by, and it goes into the end zone. A lucky break for Jackson Olin that time as the ball goes into the end zone, so they'll get it on the 20-yard line. But a pretty good kick, pretty good pressure that time from Chris Hall.
Yeah, Chris Hall, good to see him back. He was out last week, had a little nagging injury, and he's back, and I'm sure he's ready to go.
Offensively, it looks like this up front. You've got Earl Morris, Aubrey Allen at left guard, Travion Pickens, the center, Eli Johnson at right guard, and Keon Pollock there's the right tackle. The receivers are Kentrell Calhoun, A.J. Toney, Isaiah Harris, and Justin Walker. And the quarterback, sophomore Tank Ward, wears number 16. Into the backfield, David Robertson. Robertson's going to get the call on first down. And Robertson, not much there from our vantage point. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, there was no blocking there, just nowhere to go.
Not a very big defense for Helena, but a pesky defense.
2nd and 10, Jackson Olin.
2-2 in region play, 3-5 overall. And a win tonight and a win next week, and they'd secure the number 2 spot in the playoffs in the region. Quick out this way, incomplete. Isaiah Harris, the intended receiver. Right as he looked up, the ball sailed by. So it'll be 3rd down and 10. 10:33 just underway here in the first quarter with no score.
Actually, the pass was spot on, but like you say, he looked up and really didn't have time to adjust to the pass. It was right where it was supposed to be, though.
Tank pumps, gonna fire. Going up top, we got A.J. Toney. A flag comes down on the far side of the field, and this might be a hold against the defensive back. Typically, that's where the ball comes in, or the flag comes in.
Number 12, Matthew Hobbit. There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, I think you're right there. It looked like there was a little collision over there.
The officials tonight from here in Shelby County, it's a shared association by both Jackson Olin and Helena. Holding is the call against the Huskies, so
good
they'll
break.
march this one off, and it should be a first down for the Mustangs.
Hey, that's a good break. Sometimes you need something like that to kickstart your series here.
1st and 10, Jackson Olin.
Jamal Abrams just checked in, number 1.
And Jamal Abrams will come in at the fullback, the senior 6'3", 245, also plays defense for the Mustangs, and a flag comes down on the far side of the field. So they give 5 yards back on the penalty. And first down and 15.
Yes, those silly little mistakes sometimes that gets the head coach just, scratching his head.
$10:26 left here, first quarter. Handoff. Robertson broke a tackle, not able to get away from another Husky defender. Coming in to finish him off was Iceberg Cave Jr.
Yeah, again, there was run to the left side of the line and just nothing there. The Helena guys are playing tough right now.
Play lost a yard, Pete, so it's 2nd down and 16 as we're under 10 minutes here in the first quarter.
Yeah. Tough going.
Tank feeling the pressure, going to throw. Kentrell Calhoun able to hang on as he was across the 30 and up to the 31. He was hit right as he caught it, able to hang on, though. A good play by Kentrell Calhoun. Coming up to make the tackle was Matt Miserani for Helena. Play picks up 7 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
I tell you what, that time Tank did a good job to avoid some pressure and stepped up and kept his eye on the receiver.
Cave came across the line of scrimmage. Iceberg Cave, gentleman who had the tackle for loss a couple of plays ago. trying to guess the snap count. So now instead of 3rd and 9, it's 3rd and 2.
Enforcement to call against Helena.
So they gave us that penalty right back, didn't they?
Olin
We'll take it.
from their own 36-yard line.
Going to float it up in the air, Calhoun. Step for step with the defender from Helena. And on 3rd and 2, Jackson Olin elects to try to hit the big play down the sideline. It was good coverage by Ladarius Rice.
Yeah, it was excellent coverage. He was, like you just said, he was step for step with him.
Number 7, Alvin Tony. Deep for Helena.
Let's see if J.O. calls for the fake punt here. Their own territory on 4th and 2. They will not. End over end kick from A.J. Tony across the 40. Takes a little bit of a Mustang roll inside the 35, and they'll mark it down at the 34. So we'll see the Huskies for the second offensive possession tonight with 8:44 remaining here in the first quarter and no score from Helena High School.
1st and 10, Helena.
Of course, a win tonight. J.O. is trying to set up that showdown with the Homewood Patriots. Would decide the region. Next Thursday night, Mustang Stadium, Jackson Olin High School, 7 o'clock. But this one won't be easy here on the road in region play. It's the Huskies playing for a lot as well. The ball dropped. Are they going to rule it an incompletion? I believe they will. But
well, that was close, wasn't it?
Very close to being a lateral.
I'll tell you the truth, I'm not so sure it wasn't.
2nd and 10, Helena. From their own 33-yard line.
Of course, I'm a little prejudiced towards the J.O. J.O. side, so.
Luke Stamba, the quarterback, joined by Marquise Johnson in the backfield as McFarland giving pressure from the far side. There comes Wren, but Stamba able to step up. And Stamba might have picked up 7 yards on that scramble. As I mentioned, the pressure was coming, but Stamba saw it immediately. It all broke down, and he was able to get up field and have positive yardage.
I tell you what, he showed some quickness there, too, when he broke it. He turned it up right away, and he broke. He really good quickness there.
Well, they mark him down at the 39-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 5 with 8:11 left here in the first quarter of play between Jackson Olin and Helena. Helena wearing the home black, Jackson Olin in the chrome helmets and the white jerseys with the white pants. Stamba, good pressure from McFarland. Stamba just has to unleash it deep. Hits the water coolers on the near sideline. Nowhere to go, though. Great pressure and great coverage there in the secondary. And once again, the Huskies will be forced to punt it away.
I'm going to tell you what, I was watching their receivers on their routes, and they ran good routes, and we had them covered. That was excellent coverage.
Jackson Olin, number 7, Alvin Tony, and number 17, Khalil King.
So for the second time tonight, we'll see J.T. Carson in punt formation. King is back deep as well as Tony. End over end kick. Who's going to field it? It's going to be A.J., and he's taken down immediately at the 21-yard line. But a good decision by A.J. not to let the ball go by. And the Mustangs have it for the second possession with 7:45 left in the first quarter and no score.
Yeah, we'll see what this second series will consist of, whether, we'll keep trying to run the ball. We're going to have to run the ball tonight, Landrum, to open up some other things. Early on, the Helena defensive line has really been stout.
David Robertson along with Tank Ward on 1st down. 3 wide receivers to this near side, and Robertson's going to get the call. Nobody fooled that time from Helena.
Tackle on the play by number 99, Ethan Trim. 2nd and 10, Jackson Olin from their own 21-yard line.
Ethan Trim with the tackle. Play failed again. Hand off to Robertson. Nothing.
They're going to have to do a better job. If they're going to run the ball, they're going to have to step it up on that line.
Tackled on the play by number 51.
They're getting there as soon as the runner gets there.
That play lost a yard.
Yeah.
So now you come in a predictable third down situation.
From their own 20-yard line.
And it'll take 11-plus yards to move the change with 6:39 left here in the first quarter.
They're all uptight, expecting the run.
You got A.J. with a football. A.J. trying to make a man miss, but can't make three Husky defenders miss. He's dropped for a loss. Nothing going up front. You've had the one pass.
Tackled on the play by number 99, Ethan Trim.
7 yards to Kentrell Calhoun. And that's been all to speak of for this Jackson Olin offense.
Yeah, this running game, we've got to do something to establish that line of scrimmage.
Now you're pinned back deep. A.J. Toney standing at his 2-yard line. And Caleb Owens standing at the JO 45. A little bit of a high snap. Better kick this time. Owens calling everyone off, and it takes a
Good
JO
bounce.
roll. Yes, it does, across midfield. And it falls dead at the 47-yard line. So the Huskies right back out there on offense. 5:39 left here in the first quarter.
Tell you what, early on, it's a defensive battle, isn't it?
Luke Stamba out of the gun. Stamba on the keeper. Look familiar. We saw a lot of that last week from Pelham and Matthew Rye, their quarterback. And there, Stamba able to pick up 7 yards. It'll be second down and a short 3.
Yeah, that was an excellent run. He got some good blocking, too, on that one to get the 7 yards. Chris Hall was on the outside there and turned him in, and there was just nobody home to get him right there.
He faked the handoff to Marquise Johnson. Stamba did the rest with his legs. Now he'll go the other way, and he's got a man. Nice tackle, though, by Ahmad Williams. He had a 96-yard pick six to seal it late in the game last week, and Ahmad Williams able to drop the Helena receiver after a gain of a couple. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1 as Helena works from the JO 43-yard line.
Yeah, Ahmad that time fought through his blocker that was on him to make that tackle. Excellent job there. Had Ahmad not gotten him, he would have gotten his first down easily.
Different look here. Stamba goes under center. Now he's going to hand it off to Johnson, and Johnson fighting ahead for yardage. He'll have his first down as the Mustangs still unable to bring down Johnson. He had some help. It was Chris Hall in there along with Michael McFarland, Jacorian Wren helping out as well. But they'll move the chains.
Johnson's run good for
And it's a first down for Helena.
From the Jackson Olin 40-yard line.
He got a good push that time from big old number 70 from Helena. Samuel Regina, he's 6'2", 250. Pretty decent size there.
Helena with a lot of kids on this roster. So they hand it off. Jaden Jackson, the speedster. And looks like we're going to have a hit out of bounds. It was Chris Hall giving chase. Not sure who the flag's going to be on from our vantage point. We're a lot lower tonight. But it happened right in front of the Helena sideline. And they'll tack on 15 yards. And looks like the Huskies will have it. First down at the 25 with 3:50 left.
Yeah, they're going to mark it off, Landrum, and this is tough going early.
First and 10, Helena from the Jackson Olin 27-yard line.
Mustangs going to have to dig deep here. Of course, they still got a little ways to go.
Johnson
Number 20,
on the carry up the middle.
Johnson on the carry for Helena.
Not much there. Good job by Quandarius Robinson from defensive end. Also Vontae Bentley.
Number 6, Quandarius Robinson.
Play failed again. Second down and 10. 3:20 left here in the opening quarter. No score. Landrum Roberts, Petriontist. Glad you could join us tonight. A nice fall night. Week 8 of the high school football season. Hard to believe.
It's going fast, isn't it?
Stamba. Pressure. Throws. Collision right there at the stick. The ball pops loose.
Stamba's pass intended for number 88, Chris Miller.
I believe it was LeKevin DeBruce.
Defending on the play for Jackson
Yes, it
Olin.
was coming over.
Number 4.
That was an excellent play. At that time, it hit their receiver, and DeBruce came over and just dislodged the ball from him for an incompletion.
Third down and 10. The ball resting on the 27-yard line. See if Charles Busby and the Huskies draw up here. Stamba back to pass. Look at a throw. Had a man down there. It was Caleb Owens, one of his favorite wide receivers. Quandarius Robinson, Antonio Spencer, and also Vontae Bentley applying the pressure.
How'd you like to look up and see them coming after you?
I wouldn't.
They tried the back door, the little back pass there, and it just, but he was, Ahmad Williams was right there running stride for stride with him. Looks like they're going to go for it here on fourth down, and I don't blame them.
It would be a 44-yard field goal, but no indication as of yet as Stamba standing over at his sideline. The play clock is down to 9:08. Now a timeout will be burned by Charles Busby and the Huskies. 2:50 left here from Helena, Alabama. No score in this huge Region 5 Class 6A football game as Jackson Olin trying to remain unbeaten on the season. We're back right after this. All right, so after the timeout, Helena back on the field, facing a 4th down and 10 from the 27 with 2:50 left here in the first quarter. Stamba back in the shotgun. Pressure coming. Hit as he throws. Over the middle, incomplete. Wisely knocked away. I don't know if Polonitz had a shot at it anyways, but Stamba just put it up. He paid the price for standing there in the pocket. Mustangs will get it back with 2:43 left here in the first quarter.
And he did. He took a shot there, and he was slow to get up. It was a clean blow, but, you know, that's what you want. You want hard play out of your defensive lineman to know if he's got time back there, he better be looking.
See if the Mustangs can muster any kind of offense here, as we've seen very, very little. And as you mentioned, Pete, it all starts up front. Now with an extra blocker. And Tank Ward going to roll out, looking for the double move for A.J. Toney. He's going to dump it across. Beautiful play to Kentrell Calhoun. Athletic play. You had A.J. Toney with the double move to the outside. Pressure was coming, but Tank Ward, give him credit. He stepped up in the pocket, and he found Kentrell Calhoun coming across the middle, and the play picks up positive yardage and a first down, gain of 12.
And what poise he showed there, Landrum, like you said. He got out of trouble and found his Kentrell coming over the middle for the first down.
Mustangs trying to loosen up that Husky defense. They give it to Calhoun again, and Calhoun with a man tugging on the back of his jersey, able to pick up 12 yards. And now maybe some rhythm being found by this Jackson Olin offense.
Exactly, and, you know, they get this going, and we get the running game opened up, and we'll have some nice things happen there.
From the Helena 48-yard line.
So now the Mustangs working from inside Husky territory at the 48. 2:19 left here in the first quarter. Low snap. They give it to Robertson.
See?
Look at there. David Robertson made a man
Go.
miss across the 40, inside the 35, and down to the 32-yard line. So 2 passes for first downs, and look at that.
Opens up that run, didn't it? And David did a fine job following his blockers to get that big yardage.
The gain of 16, and it's a first down for the Mustangs.
Yes, now we're moving. Like you say, we got some rhythm going. Coach can call up different type things here.
Mustangs quick to the line. Tank Ward is ready. Going to hand it off to Robertson. And after a pickup of 16 on the last play, Robertson able to muster maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Tackled on the play by number 51, Nathan Dunaway.
They might give him 2 yards. Let's see the spot.
Number 24,
Almost the
Jake Smith.
30-yard line. So
I'll take 2.
2nd and 9, Jackson Olin from the Helena 30-yard line.
minute 20 left, first quarter. Tank Ward loading up the throw. Got a man over the seam, and he just overthrew A.J. Tony. A.J. Tony could not have found himself more wide open. And Tank, he's got a strong arm, but sometimes that's to his detriment. Is he would have had a hard time completing that to insert your favorite NFL wide receiver.
I mean, yeah, it was just too high to go up and get that one. But, hey, I got a feeling we'll see that again.
3rd down and 9 after the misfire. Tank loads up, throws.
Oh,
Almost intercepted. Boy, the play was read beautifully by the cornerback, Jake Schmidt.
yeah, he stepped right in front of the receiver. And tell you what, if he could have intercepted and kept his feet, he would have gone. But, you know, what they say about ifs.
4th and 9, Jackson Olin.
He didn't do it.
Candy nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
I was trying to think of the rest of that. Thank you. Thank you for helping me out there, partner.
Well, there's also another one, but
Well,
we can't use that one.
Right. I was thinking of the one you said.
Okay. 4th down and 9 for the Mustangs.
Oh, we
And
moved.
That's going to be a false start on David Robertson. Illegal procedure, the call, so 4th down and 14. They'll back the ball up to the 35 with 1:11 left.
Got to concentrate here. That's okay. Just makes it a little bit more.
They'll need the 21.
You know what? I think this is a smart move. It looks like we're going to punt, doesn't it?
Looks like we're going to punt.
Yeah, you know what? It's not a bad move. We could flip the field position on them here if we can get a decent punt in time inside the 10-yard line.
Helena does not believe that Jackson Olin's going to
Well,
punt.
I don't blame them, do you?
No. Number 7 is your punter for Jackson Olin. His name is A.J. Tony.
Yeah. And he pooched it.
He sure did. Takes a nice roll inside the 15, down to
That's
the
nice.
9-yard line. Perfectly executed by the Mustangs. Well, a squandered opportunity. It was a missed pass to a wide open A.J. Tony. It was running free there in the end zone. But if you're Jackson Olin, it's a positive. You were able to move the ball on that drive. And the Mustangs back at it on defense with just over a minute left here. We're scoreless in this first quarter.
And if you're keeping up with it, last week our only score in the first quarter was the fumble return, first play of the game. We didn't score to the second quarter.
Wildcat look this time and busting free into the secondary. LeKevin DeBruce able to bring down number 9, Zach Goodwin.
Yeah, DeBruce, if he came up and he saved a long touchdown run that time. He hit it was a nice lick, too, on him.
First down, 1st and 10, Helena.
So Zach Goodwin in the ball game, 6'1", 195-pound junior.
It's a nice size.
Showing you the wheels. Nothing doing there.
Yeah, not at all.
Number 9, Zach Goodman on the carry.
Ja'Cory and Wren leading the charge there in the middle from the nose position for the Mustang defense.
Yeah, Michael Scales was in there with Ja'Cory and Wren. I tell you, I love to see them play.
If Helena chooses not to run a play, which it doesn't look like they will as time is winding down, 12 seconds left here in the first quarter. You got to feel pretty good. If you're Charles Busby, the Huskies head coach, playing a top 10 team, an undefeated team in your region, and right now at home, you've got the football and there's zeros on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean, you take that last series away from Jackson Olin, I got to believe, I'm not a statistician, but I got to believe that we had negative yardage based on what, just without the pass we had. We completed, I think, one pass up to the end, right?
Yeah, it was the pass to Kentrell Calhoun, and then they got a couple more to Kentrell, and then a couple of nice runs from David Robertson. But under 100 yards of total offense there in the first quarter for the Mustangs, but more importantly, no score. All right, we're back to Helena as we begin the second quarter